What's up, YouTube? It's Dan from CryptoMood, and I am pleased to bring you the beta version of our desktop terminal. So, in case you're not in the loop, we recently released the alpha version of our app on Android and iOS, and you can actually go and download that for free. Check it out in the App Store. And if you're wondering, what the hell, I don't want to download yet another cryptocurrency application. We know there's so many of those and so many different types of wallets and charts and all this different stuff. Well, let me explain to you the idea behind CryptoMood. So basically, you can kind of see it on the screen here. There are two indicators here that you might have not seen before, or probably had never seen before. One is called social sentiment moving average, and the other one is called news sentiment moving average. And basically what these two do is they track how people feel about a given cryptocurrency in the news with news sentiment and on social media with social sentiment. And the way that's done is, of course, by using natural language processing. And basically what CryptoMood did with these techie guys that I'll never understand how they're able to do it, they trained an AI to basically go through the text in all the posts that are relevant. So for example, with Bitcoin, any news article that mentions Bitcoin or any social media post on Reddit or on Twitter that mentions Bitcoin, the AI will basically automatically scan it. It will look at the content to see if it's positive or negative, and then it will assign a score. It adds all those scores together, and that's what generates the sentiment. And here you can see the overall sentiment combined with news and social media. And as you can see right now with Bitcoin, it's not looking too good. It's minus 20%, but it's not as bad as Litecoin, which is minus 65%. Anyway, so that's the idea. And you might be asking, okay, well, that sounds all great and fancy, but why would I care about these indicators? Well, think about what moves the price of a cryptocurrency. News comes out, it makes people feel a certain way, and then that motivates them to trade the currency. And of course there's some bidirectionality there, right? Because sometimes the price could change and that'll influence how people feel on social media, or it'll influence the news, which will then influence social media, or maybe, I don't know, maybe CZ from Binance, maybe he'll tweet something, all of a sudden that has people feeling a certain way, and you know what I mean? So there's a lot of, that'll make it to the news, and then the news makes people feel a certain way. So there's a little bit of bidirectionality there, which is why it's not always 100% predictive, and we can't actually say that it predicts, but it can forecast, if that makes any sense. And we've had many cases, especially on our app, that you can see that in a few hours, or sometimes even a day or two before, you'll see a spike in social sentiment or news sentiment. And then immediately afterwards, there's a huge bull run in Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other of these assets, and we actually track over 3,000 assets. That being said, we don't have refined data for all of them because, for these smaller coins, you're not going to find too many news stories. People aren't really posting about it too much on social media. So outside of price data and maybe whale movements, which we have here, as you can see, they're actually taken from another app that the developers are working on called Whale Trace. That one's still in development. I believe it'll be coming out next month. But we already have some of the blockchains that they're tracking are being integrated. Some of those movements are being integrated into the terminal, and they're already on the app on the phone as well. So that's kind of the value. That's the value point of CryptoMood, is you're able to track how people feel about a currency, and you can really use that to your advantage. In my opinion, and how I've been using it, is you can use social sentiment to kind of gauge when people when the hype dies out, you know what I mean? So either when the hype dies out or when the bearish sentiment is kind of over and people are sick of feeling bad about it and they're kind of, starting to move back into it. It basically kind of, in my opinion, it can kind of forecast how the price is going to react when there's a sudden movement. How long that kind of movement will last. You can do that very well using social sentiment, I think. And I imagine some traders that have been using it would agree with me. In any case, so what's beautiful about the terminal, and the main selling point, especially for me, I obviously have here the premium version, and the main difference is that I'm able to create alarms, which the functionality actually isn't in the terminal yet. It is on the app. I also have access to the live chat that's connected directly to our Telegram, which is really useful. And the last thing is I have access actually to a live feed. So I can here go to social media and I can click on live, and it might lag a little bit because my computer isn't the fastest. but it's literally updating every single tweet that mentions Bitcoin or BTC or whatever. It's going. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I got a little some other work stuff going on there. So as you can see, it's coming in live. And that can be really useful for a lot of traders, depending on what kind of trader you are. You really want to know what's going on. Maybe, boom, there's a tweet from, I don't know, let's say you're a big Tron follower, and that whole time, or that one time that Justin Sun tweeted, I'm having lunch or dinner or whatever it was with Warren Buffett. That'll come up immediately. Boom, you can immediately go in. Unfortunately, trading in terminal is actually not available yet, but that's something that's coming probably in the future, though, later this year or sometime next year. They're still kind of debating on whether to do that or maybe even have it in an entirely different application. In any case, this can be really useful for traders. So imagine you have this on one screen, you have this going live, and on the other one you have, I don't know, your Binance or your Bitfinex or whatever it is that you trade on, and you're able to use this as a reference point and get a sense for both short-term and long-term trading. Anyway, I'm going to go back here to importance to try and stop the crazy flow there. And what you're able to do with the terminal is you're able to see everything inside. So here you can see I can actually read the entire article within the terminal, and even on social media. I can click, for example, from this tweet from Binance, and just give it a second here. It should actually load up the tweet. Yep. It loads up the tweet and it will show you the image and everything. And we actually did once upon a time have the same thing for YouTube, which was absolutely amazing. There were some issues with that though, so we removed it for the time being, but we will be adding it in. It's something that I've been pushing for personally with the developers. So imagine you could see all of the stuff from social media, primarily from Reddit, from Twitter, from all of the news sites. We take news and social media stuff from over 50,000 sources. That's 50,000. So news, social media, and YouTube all in the same place. You can watch it all in one time. You have how people are feeling, like the aggregated feelings of all the stuff that you're looking at is also shown in an indicator. It's an extremely powerful tool in my opinion, and extremely useful for trading. And again, you basically get a more refined and specified version of this on the CryptoMood app for mobile, which again is free. You can only see the BTC data on there, unfortunately. But we are inviting users to come in both to our app. Although our app is kind of, it's in the alpha, it's pretty well finished. There might be a few little bugs here and there, as there is with all apps, even once they're finished. But with the terminal, that's still in beta. We really want people to come in and test it. You can come in and you can give us really good recommendations. We are offering premium subscriptions to people that can provide really good feedback. And we would really appreciate it if you had the time to do that. But yeah, please feel free, leave a comment and let us know what you think. And we'll see you in the next review. And I actually imagine I will be doing another podcast later this week. So hopefully, if that all works out, this coronavirus time is making people's schedules a little bit wonky. But keep an eye out for the next CryptoCast podcast episode. And if you missed the first one, about an Italian company that wants to pay people in cryptocurrency to watch porn, you can check out our YouTube channel, and I'll try and leave the link in the description below. And you can watch that. It was a really, really cool interview with, I think his name was Stefano. In any case, hope you guys have a great week, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Good to see you. Take care.